Hello, my friends. This video is specifically for acupuncturists. My name is Anna Dolopo. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, a licensed acupuncturist, and I'm board certified. And I have been having the privilege to practice our amazing medicine since 1999. I started studying in 1994, and it's been a while since I made a video, but I thought I would share hopefully some gems for some of you today. I've been wanting to make this video. There have been a lot of changes, especially since COVID. It's 2026 now, so we've had some time to settle down and breathe and adjust to either picking back up to where it was 2019, or maybe it's for some of us, it's just continued to get better. And for some of us, we've had to strategize our, our whole method of doing business. And I wrote some notes because I really wanted to share my own thoughts as a seasoned acupuncturist. Of I know some of you are going through this. The conflict between being a healer and being a marketer. I want to make this concise, but I do hope you stay with me to the end, just so you may pick up one or two gems that can help you out. So I wasn't going to come into the office. I had a car appointment, and a patient of mine asked to come in. And I figured, well, I'll come in. I don't often get to see this particular patient. He's a busy businessman, and I wanted to come and see him. So he lost both his parents last year, and he's right now sleeping in my treatment room. For those of you who know my work, I see quite a few patients at the same time. I have 5 tables downstairs, 4 recliners downstairs, and a private room upstairs. It's really fun. I try to make acupuncture very fun and very, very relaxing, and the place is quiet. So right now, this gentleman is in the room by himself, healing. He lost both his parents last year. My husband lost his father last year. So, and we recently lost some friends, and we're spreading the ashes of one of our best friends, was someone who was like a brother to my husband, in Hawaii this June. So there's a lot of loss, there's a lot of pain, there's stuff going around in the world. And if you wanted a fast freeway to cash, typically being an acupuncturist is not that path. It's usually you become a surgeon or a lawyer, or go into sales if you're really great at, selling. But becoming an acupuncturist, and I know because I enrolled into this medicine in 1994, I've had my very high seasons, and it is a privilege to still stick around during the not so high seasons. Part of our training, I adopt a lot of Mamba mentality. Big fan of Kobe Bryant, of the late Kobe Bryant. And I remember when the owner of the Lakers went to Kobe and said, it was not one of his winning seasons. And they said, we understand if you want to move on to a different franchise. And he said, that's not what committed players do. They don't just go from team to team to team. They stick around when it's really great, and they stick around when it's not so great. So I've had some conversations with some colleagues, and I like to remind people that it is such a privilege to be a healer. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to get emotional, but I want every acupuncturist on the planet to know that this is such a privilege. And I am on record to tell patients, to tell acupuncturists or potential acupuncturists to not go into our field. If it's to make money, don't go into this field, because you will give so much more than you might expect to receive. And there will be times, I wrote a paper, it's for my doctorate, I wrote a paper on exactly how much we make the average acupuncturist. And that's important because it was a paper that I wrote for my doctorate based on national surveys. So this isn't just an opinion of me asking other acupuncturists. This is actually based on research. And the numbers don't lie, the research doesn't lie. And also with empirical evidence of some people who just haven't been able to make it. When you're juggling, when you're blending being a practitioner of any medicine, but in this case, we're talking about Chinese medicine, and you're trying your best to not just be a really good doctor, not just be a really good licensed acupuncturist, but a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, doctor of acupuncture, Oriental medicine, whatever, DOM, OMD, Oriental medical doctor, all the different terms we've had over the years, being board certified, certified acupuncturist, whatever your title is around the world, when you are blending this, you're so happy, you're so proud to be this practitioner, and then you also have to market yourself. And I'm so happy that UC Irvine and all these other places have acupuncturists now. I don't know how much they get paid, but when you're in private practice, or if you're working for a hospital, or you're working for some franchises and you're getting paid not as much compared to the output of work and talent you're giving, you're stuck in this world, and then you have burnout. So I wanted to just share some notes. If you're still with me, I hope this is very helpful. We went to school to heal. The majority of us did not go to school to sell. Some of us, I've passed this. It's been 27 years I've been licensed now, but I used to feel guilty for charging. I had a colleague who said, just pay me $25. I said, I'm not paying you $25. If you're charging $25, you're not making money. You can't charge $25 for acupuncture. If I go to my pediatrician, they're going to charge me $250 for a consultation. You paid a lot for your education. Do not feel guilty charging. We feel uncomfortable marketing. Some of you do. The name of my other business, my main business, is elementsandharmonyacupuncture.com. Where I've helped people is at successfulacupuncturist.com. Marketing yourself, even if you don't use a website, just going out and talking about yourself. I've had students and I've told them, because of my personality, I'll say, do you think I can stop what I'm doing and go to a company like Porsche and sell 1 to 3 Porsches today? And that's usually when I'm on fire on stage. And they're like, yeah, we can see that. You have to share your passion for your medicine. You need to share that. People do business with people they love and trust. They want to see your passion. Patients want to see your passion. So don't be uncomfortable talking about the neck pain you just fixed. That's marketing. That's sharing. And for some of us healers, we equate money with ego instead of sustainability. If you can see money as a way to help people, you need money to buy your needles. You need money to buy the sharps container. You need money to keep the lights on. You need money to live somewhere. You need money. So it's an energy, it's a tool, and it's a tool that you can use to help people. That's what I really want you to hear today, is to not feel guilty for requesting money, charging for your services. When you can say out loud that I love my medicine and I want to be of service to people, people feel that. This is something to, if you get anything from this video, maybe these are some terms. I actually used AI to help me with this. I put all my thoughts, and I think these are really good thoughts. Marketing is not manipulation, it is communication. So if you contact me, say, Anna, Dr. Dolopo, if you tell me you have a migraine, I'll show you a newsletter on my migraines. So let's say someone has a migraine. I'm gonna look up migraine on my notes, and my newsletter is let's see, something that has, let's say, this one's easier because I want to have a clean URL. Men's health newsletters. I've done two. Elements in Harmony Acupuncture.com/men. And so it goes to a longer URL, but that URL is men. And then they can click on two men's health newsletters, and one has 26 pieces of information, and the other was my first newsletter. Oh, it's those newsletters can really help people understand that, we can help people with men's issues because there are a lot of women here. Because of those men's newsletters, and sometimes this whole clinic is all men now because they see the number one thing men come in for is low back pain, any other kind of pain, neck pain, neurological pain. Um, I'm treating a gentleman right now with severe anxiety and panic attacks. He's decreasing off some really harsh medication that he's been on for a long time to help sustain him mentally. And he's in the emergency room world, and that's his profession. So, um, that's one newsletter that I sent him to help him understand that acupuncture can help people with men's health. Another marketing strategy I have is when someone comes in and they say, I have anxiety. Well, I have an Elements in Harmony Acupuncture.com/anxiety newsletter. And so when you go there, you'll see that, okay, Anna has two newsletters. And so I've done two newsletters specifically on anxiety, and then I'm promoting my happy club. So you can look at it like marketing is a tool that helps people understand my work, and not marketing is a manipulation technique. I want to know where the best Italian restaurant is, but I'm not going to go if they don't market to me. Whether it's a sign or someone tells me, hey, I ate somewhere. Just when you're talking to people, that's really marketing, that you're just sharing. Think of it that way. Here's another thought that my AI helped me with, and I agree with it. If you don't communicate your value, people suffer in silence. So one of the number one things that people come in for is sciatic pain. So I have a sciatica newsletter, my Elements in Harmony Acupuncture.com/sciatica-newsletter. And when people see that, they say, oh, okay, Dr. Dolopo is an expert when it comes to sciatic pain. I mean, how else are they going to understand what you do? Me sharing with you, I just felt compelled. Usually I have multiple patients at the same time, like many seasoned practitioners. But today I came in just for one person, and I had this realization that I need to sit down and share with some friends all around the world that we're here together and we can heal people together and not feel badly for taking in money, because some people feel that way. And if you're not one of those people who are afraid of taking money, maybe this is a time to reflect on why we became practitioners to begin with. One other thing that it shared, and I want to keep this under 15 minutes so I can post it in a Instagram. If you regulate trauma, reduce pain, help fertility, your job is to let the world know. I had a mentor who was on The Secret, and he told me, if you are as good as you say you are, it's time for you to teach. And so that's when someone came to me. At the time, a mentor of mine said, the business acumen of successful acupuncturists, I want you to teach that. So there's a lot of information I want to share, but I will share this. For a limited season, I wrote this down, I'm opening a small number of 60-minute clarity conversations for acupuncturists worldwide at $75. It's not a program, not a sales pitch, just a real conversation between colleagues. If you feel caught between being a healer and building a sustainable practice, I'm honored to listen and share what I've learned for over 27 years now. So I hope you can contact me. Have fun.